Hi, my name is Diana Carco. This is group 52 and this is a model of the herbaceous young woody dicot or gymnosperm stem in primary growth. We used green pipe cleaners to represent the epidermis. The epidermis is part of the dermal tissue system on primary plant parts. It is primarily responsible for protecting the plant from the environment and from water loss. Next, we used orange pipe cleaners to represent the cortex. The cortex is just inside the epidermis and is a large part of the young stem. The cortex is composed mostly of large parenchyma cells of the ground tissue system and shows little to no structural differentiation. These cells store food and nutrients in the form of starch for the plant to use. Finally, we used pink pipe cleaners to represent the pith. The pith is the innermost layer of the primary stem and is also made up of spongy parenchyma cells which store and transport nutrients throughout the plant.
Howdy, I'm Morgan Kinney and I'm with Group 52 for the Horticulture Project. Between the cortex and the pith Between the cortex and the pith of the dicot as a ring of vascular bundles, we use blue outlines to show the bundles. Contained in each of these bundles is phloem and xylem. Xylem and phloem are a part of the vascular tissue system and is responsible for moving essential nutrients throughout the plants. Phloem, represented by the googly eye, is on the outer edge of the bundles. Phloem conducts nutrients such as sugar, water, hormones, and many other bipedals, or go down around through the plant. The nutrients come from the places called sources and go to where the nutrients are most needed, called a sink. Xylem, represented by the multicolored pom-poms, is another conductor and mover of nutrients and other materials of the plant that the plant needs. The xylem moves through the nutrients archipelago or up through the plant and the leaves.
Howdy, I'm Adriana Kellum and I'm with Group 52 from the Horticulture Project. Finally, for the last part of our project, we used a brown ring around the edge to represent around all the vascular bundles is the vascular cambium. Is a sheet-like meristem between the bark and wood along the sides along the sides of woody stems and roots. It gives rise to secondary xylem, called the wood, on the inside, and secondary phloem on the inside. So that would be like, this is the phloem, that's the xylem. Called wood on the inside and secondary phloem on the inside. It increases the size of the plant and makes it wider. This part of the growth process doesn't come into play until much later when the dicot is in secondary growth. It is just a good visual representation to show where the cambium will be later on.